Yo, what is going on YouTube? This your boy Kamen Zero Spike back again once again. And today, people, today we're here for Avataro Sentai DonBrothers episode 9. We got a debut of a brand new form in this episode. A lot of foreshadowing to some things called the Bestials. And the reveal of Zenkaiser Black, man. The reveal is out. They know Kaito is out here, man. I'm really liking this. And we got a whole new take on the hitsuki monster in this episode as well. I'm glad they didn't no mecha fight also in this episode, but I'm also glad that it kind of went down the way it did, because this, at the end of the day, it was just a child, and I'm really glad it didn't have to do the normal stuff they do to monsters to a child. Would have been weird. But this episode is basically Taro is very, very weak. He's very weak for some reason. That's they learn from Jin that every few years he gets really sick, and he needs a special kind of dumpling to he has to have a special kind of dumpling to get better, and he has to eat 300 of them. So we see that this kid, he's a he's a hitsuki, but he wants people to play with him. So he does 2 different games. He does red light, green light, and he does tag, but he mostly does red light, green light. So if you fail, if he beats you at the game, you instantly disappear. And we don't know where, they didn't show where the people disappear to. We just saw people disappear. So throughout the episode, we do see that Taro is very weak, and he can't. He's forcing himself to do a bunch of things, stuff like that. He barely can walk, he barely can do talk or anything like that. So, Blue and Yellow, they end up making these special dumplings for him so he can eat them. So the first time they do it, they make 300 of them for him. They get this recipe. They get the recipe for the dumplings from Jin. So. And also, Jin tells them that the hitsuki that they're fighting has no true form. So we see that they ended up making 300 of them, right? And he ends up eating all 13 of them, and it seems like he's ready to battle again. He's ready to fight and stuff like that. And turns out they weren't good enough. We see they end up getting in another fight with the hitsuki kid, and he's fine for a minute in this he's fine for a minute in the fight, but he ends up getting weak again. And also we see that Black and Pink end up getting, they end up disappearing too. Since they, Black, he's I don't want to play this freaking game with this kid and stuff like that. He's playing red light, green light with them, and then Black and Pink end up moving, they end up running to attack him, and they end up getting, they end up disappearing too. So we see that red, blue, and yellow, they ended up leaving. They ended up using red light, green light to their advantage by moving and not moving and moving and not moving, so they don't end up disappearing as well. So you see that they take the dumplings that they made back to Jin, and Jin says, "Oh, these are no good," and stuff like that. They don't have the right ingredients and things like that. So yeah, but then we also saw that earlier that Kaito kind of helped them make it. He helped them make the things and stuff. He already had the dough and everything already pre-done, because ironically these dumplings were on the menu today for the cafe. So so that was convenient. But we do see our three bad guys, or I don't want to say bad guys. I want to kind of say anti-heroes, because they're kind of doing all these stuff, they're kind of doing all these things for their own world. So I'm not gonna say. So we said that the blue one, Sonoi is how you pronounce it. We said Sonoi is he's stuck in he's like a statue. He's stuck in this statue state, and we see that he's either he sees visions of this ghostly beast kind of looking thing with 6 eyes, rampaging through a forest, and it's clawing up trees and things like that. And it looks like he's trying to stop it. I don't know, but it looks like he's trying to stop it. And we have this random scene of a bunch of people on a tour bus, but that's gonna have some relevance later on. But yeah, so he's stuck in this trance kind of thing, and yeah, we don't get the comp. We don't they aren't involved really with what's going on with the Hitsuki and the rest of the Rangers in this episode either. We see that you know, the brown one, he's walking around the city and stuff like that, trying to learn how to laugh, and he's kind of sucking at it. And he does end up talking to Pink, and Pink is like, I think I've seen this guy before. They like the bad guys in the bad guys and our Rangers really don't know, like, they don't know that they don't know the identities of like the three other people that they've been fighting. They don't know the identities of them. But yeah, we also saw that Pink tried to tickle him and it didn't work. Though that's when the girl comes up to the brown one. And then I'll say white. I'll say their colors too. I would say that white comes up to brown. Is he brown? I'll say orange. He's orange. I'll say orange. But white comes up to orange, and she tells him that I know his name, but I'll just for the sake of this video, blue. They go up to you know what, chrome blue. Yeah, he's chrome blue. Yeah, but they go up to chrome blue, and we see that, you know, like I said earlier, he's seeing he's like stuck in a statue kind of trance state. They're trying to figure out what's going on with him. He's not reacting to anything. They touch him, he doesn't do anything. They talk to him, he doesn't do anything. So yeah, that's where they're at. So we end up seeing that the dumplings didn't work, and they end up going back to Jin, and Jin tells them that the dumplings aren't good. The dumplings are no good. So they ended up going back to make some more dumplings, and we see that we end up seeing that Taro has, you know, being stubborn, he ends up saying, "Oh, I'm gonna leave, and I got deliveries to do," stuff like that. So he does. While he's doing that, we see that the kid ends up attacking again, and that's when Taro, he starts playing tag, and he ends up tagging a bunch of people and making them disappear. But Taro is able to save a bunch of people by, you know, running through, using the glasses, and like finding like secret passageways and stuff, guiding these people through that. So he ends up guiding these people, and they end up getting away from him. But we end up seeing that they end up taking and saving some of the people, which I liked. I like that. And they ended up, and Blue ended up getting tagged, and he ended up disappearing as well. So it's just blue and red. It's just yellow and blue. I mean, yellow and red. My bad. Is red and yellow, and they're trying to fight him off, things like that. But that's when the boy Kaito comes up, and he brings them the 300 dumplings that he ends up making. So we see that Taro sits down, gets ready to eat them, while Kaito holds off the Hitsuki kid. So we transform, and we get the debut of Zenkaiser Black. And this form, it looks so. I don't know. I guess now that it's just two colors, you know, I just feel like it looks better. It looks better than the regular Zenkaiser. I don't know. Zenkaiser is one of my favorite like suit designs, especially for like a Sentai. But I think I like Zenkaiser Black better. I don't know. You guys let me know. You guys like regular or Zenkaiser Black now? Like, let me know. But he ends up trying to fight off the Hitsuki, but none of his attacks are working. All his attacks kind of like fade through him. And it turns out this kid is the soul of a man that's in the hospital right now. And he was a kid that, when he was a kid, you see a flashback of when he was a kid, no one would play with him. He used to get picked on and no one would play with him. So this whole thing is like, oh, he's like the soul of the child soul of a man, just wants people to play with him. And I think that's very wholesome, even though he's kind of making people disappear, things like that. But we see that while Kaito's fighting him and stuff like that, we see that he can touch you, but you can't really you can't touch him. That's how it worked, like, you know. But also, like, we saw how, since Taro was very weak, we saw how it also affected the people, like, you know how he would come in with like a big festival of people and things like that. It affected them too, where they were like, they weren't even they had one like a regular bed, and it was black and white, and all the people carrying them just seemed like they were wearing rags and things like that. They were mean. One of the women was on her phone, which was weird. And, you know, but yeah, so I do like that though. I do like how it even affected, you know, them, you know, even though I don't think these are real people, but, you know, the woman was on a phone, so like, are they real people? I don't I don't understand that. They're only around whenever he's transformed, and they're bringing him to the fight or whatever. But it was weird. I want to know, do you guys think these are real people? Because I don't think they're real people. It's weird. She was on the phone. What's happening? But anyway, we see that Taro ends up eating all the dumplings and things, like all the dumplings. But he gets ready to get up and fight. But then that's when Kaito tells him that, hey, none of your attacks are gonna work. You're gonna have to play the game to like kind of get to him. So he's like, all right, cool. So Taro ends up getting ready to play the game, and that's when the Hitsuki kid ends up summoning a bunch of the grunts and things like that, and they're playing the game while also fighting the grunts. And it was actually pretty funny to see that they're playing red light, green light, and we saw how even the grunts were even getting involved in it. But we also saw that he ends up getting weak again, and turns out he didn't eat all 300 of them. I mean, that's why Kaito ends up leaving to go get the last dumpling. So he did that. So he's still fighting them or whatever. But we have to see that he kind of embraces Yellow, but he ends up like throwing her away. He ends up like hitting her away, but he transforms into a new form, which is really, really dope. I'm also wondering, why didn't you use this form before? He turned into Robotaro, and he's like a big robot samurai. And this form is super fast samurai. He basically is a shogun, but he's a samurai. And he's attacking. He basically used like a wind ability, takes out all the grunts, and ends up battling the kid. He ends up beating him at the game, and that's how the kid's guts gets released, and it goes back into the old man, and he's actually smiling while he's in the hospital. So yeah, but I guess he's happy that people were playing with him, which is sweet, wholesome. Yeah, but we see that that's, we actually see that after that we go back to the bus, and we see all the people that were on the bus before, and while they're driving, they drive into a tunnel, and they come out of the tunnel, and everyone has disappeared instantly. No trace. There's no blood or anything. No, it doesn't seem like there was an attack, stuff like that. And the bus ends up crashing. When the bus crashes, we see like a big thing of saliva fall down from the ceiling. We don't see what happened, but we don't hear anything. We just see a big ball of saliva fall down. So that's when Sonoi, Chrome Blue, ends up breaking out of his little trance or whatever. And the other two, they're like, what's going on? And he says, the bestials are coming. And I'm like, the bestials? So now what's happening? Do we have like a new faction that's gonna cause them to team up with the DonBrothers? I don't know what's going on there, but yeah. And also it turns out the kid Sonoi, the Hitsuki kid, he was the gear, he was the Go Buster. He was Go Buster Red's gear. But yeah, that's basically it. Basically, episode ends up right there with a big glob of saliva. But this episode was pretty good. It was great. I did like the debut of Robotaro, but I just there was no where did this form come from, and why didn't you use it before? That's all I'm saying. Why didn't you use this before, and why did this form help? Why did this form take away your sickness? And because if that was the case, why didn't you use it before? Within the previous fights, and kind of end this quickly or quicker. Why break this form out now? Especially for a Hitsuki that really wasn't threatening. This was just a child. I kind of, you could have brought this form out earlier, maybe when you were fighting fighting Chrome Blue and red, orange and white. You could have did that while you're fighting them, but you never brought it out before. You always used the peach form, so it was why now? And where did you get it? Where did you get this freaking gear? Because we haven't seen this gear at all before, or even hinted at this gear. So where did this gear come from? And does Kaito know about it? What's happening? But anyway, you guys let me know down there about the whole Robotaro form. Form is great. Form is awesome. I love samurai stuff. like favorite kind. That's my favorite type of warrior, but it just came out of nowhere. Like, what was this, you know? But other than that, it was a good episode. It was good. I mean, I'm pretty much liking all these episodes. But other than that, you guys let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think of DonBrothers episode 9. I'll see you guys next time. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you guys next time. And remember, stay henshined.